Spontaneity Shop presents All British Comedy Explained with Abigoliah, Schamaun and Tom Salinsky. Season 2 wrap-up.
Hello there, this is All British Comedy Explained, the podcast where I finally learn about all the British comedy I've been missing out on all of these years. I'm comedian Abigoliah Schamaun, and to guide me through this comedy labyrinth is my good friend and fabulous writer, Tom Salinsky.
Hello there, hello everyone. Nice to be back.
Hello. It is good to be back. Now, the listeners have heard these come out consecutively, so they don't know that we haven't recorded an episode in like well over a month.
Yeah. We kind of batch recorded a lot of those and put them out. We did some of the interviews more recently, but yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, I'm sort of wandering around here, blowing the dust off things, and generally trying to remember how we do this.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way, but I need to know, and the listeners need to know, how did your play in the print go? How was it received?
Well, yeah, lovely reviews. Sold out at least the last week and was selling out at weekends before then. Really, really good. Very much enjoyed the whole process. And with any luck, we will be able to get it out on tour next year. But before then, last year's play will be going on tour. So look forward to me bleating on about that, because that will be going on tour, starting back at the King's Head and also coming to Richmond, as well as Oxford, Cambridge, Coventry, a couple of other places. So that's the Gang of Three, which will be going on tour later this year.
Okay, but we don't have a big date yet for it.
There are dates. I just don't have them in front of me, and they're a little far in the future. We'll get to all that in good time.
If I may, since we're talking about plugs, something that's very close to happening is my book, Neurodivergent Moments, that I co-wrote with Joe Wells, comes out on the 18th of June. So if you haven't bought a copy, buy a copy. And if you're listening to this before the book comes out, pre-order a copy. That would really mean a lot.
Pre-orders matter so much to writers. Yeah, please pre-order now. Oh my
gosh. It's crazy. We just did an interview earlier today, and someone was like, from the time of like conception to it being printed, how long did it take? And Joe and I were like, we've been working on this for 2 years. This isn't some Vicar of Dibley where we had the idea and then 365 days later we had a BAFTA for it. No, this is taking time. Well,
we have the beginning of one thing, your book, but also the ending of another, which is our tour of 8 famous British sitcoms.
Yes.
So, shall we start by looking at the state of the Shelf of Fame?
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
So we have, I think, was it 4 new entries?
So as the Shelf of Fame stands right now, we have Victoria Wood as seen on TV at number 1. Yes, Prime Minister at number 2.
So pleased that Yes, Prime Minister worked for you. It's such an amazing show. Have you watched any more of that since we recorded?
Yeah, yes, I have, and I've really enjoyed it. And then after Yes, Prime Minister at number 2, we have The Day Today at number 3. Not only, but also at 4. Absolutely Fabulous at 5.
I was sure you were going to like, and if anything, I'm surprised it's not higher. Yes. But I mean, I can't really argue with the quality of the shows that are ahead of it.
I mean, it's so hard to rate everything correctly, because every time I look at the Shelf of Fame, I want to keep my top 10, but I want to move it around, you know? And then we have I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue at number 6, Fawlty Towers at number 7, The Vicar of Dibley at number 8, Morecambe and Wise at number 9, and The Young Ones at number 10.
Young Ones clinging on there.
Clinging on. But, Tom, I have a very big update.
Okay.
And since you first showed me The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin, which I found deeply unsettling, and then I watched more before we had our very good friend David Tennant on, friend of the show, David Tennant. And then I kept watching it. I've watched all of the first season because that's on BBC iPlayer. And the more I watched it, the more I liked it. And the more I liked it, the more I found myself falling in love with it. It's sticky. It's stuck with me in a way that some of the others haven't. Like, I couldn't get it out of my head. So I think after putting it in the bargain bin, we're going to have to take it out and put it on the Shelf of Fame.
So where does it go? And what are you going to throw out?
Well, it was a slow burn. So part of me is like, it should go up high because of the will we, won't we? You know, me and my relationship with the Shelf of Fame is like the two guys in heated rivalry. We hated each other and we loved each other, and then we just wanted to have sex with each other, and then we fell in love with each other, and then we had to come out with our mother. Okay, I've been rewatching that a lot. I'll be honest. I've probably watched heated rivalries, which I can't say, but I can watch over and over again. I think because it was sticky. I was thinking of putting it higher, but now that I look at the Shelf of Fame again, it's like you can't take that off. You can't. I think, and this is gonna hurt, it's going to bump the young ones out. And we're gonna put the Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin up.
So does it go at 10 or does it go higher?
It goes at 10.
Okay. All right. I will update the website. So yeah, that's a surprise, but again, a heartening one, because the Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin, I can see why you would find it potentially off-putting, but I just think it's so imaginative, it's so creative, and it's really about something as well as being incredibly funny.
Yeah. Well, and the more you watch it, it's almost like watching a soap opera, and not that it's serious, but in the way it's kind of laid out. In the last episode where he's dressed as someone else and goes to his own funeral, I kept waiting for this big, like, you know, Amdram moment of him being like, ha, it's me, or someone being like, wait a minute, you're Reggie. And his wife is just quietly like, I know it's him. It's fine. I'm ready. I want to fall in love with him all over again. And she doesn't even tell him. And I don't know about starting anew. And it ends very odd, very hilarious, but very sweet and also unsettling. I don't know. I think it's one, like some comedies you do have to watch a bit of to understand the rhythm of it, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely one of them.
It's not like anything else we've seen.
Okay. So any other updates, any other admin, anything else to say about this little crop of shows?
As far as like the shows I didn't enjoy much, I just want to shout out that our viewers on our YouTube, by the way, if you ever want to watch the show as opposed to listen to it, it's on YouTube as well, guys. And our viewers on YouTube write the best comments. Like, when you are making stuff and putting it on the internet, you're always so like, oh, this could go very badly for me. And everyone writes such thoughtful and interesting things. And people are totally respectful if I'm not into something. But I found what people had to say about Dad's Army very interesting. I didn't pull up the exact comment, so I apologize if I screw up exactly what you said. But someone wrote, several people were like, it was just always on as repeats, and someone was like, it's not exactly the funniest thing, but for me, it's like watching family members do something. Like, that's how well they know it, and so it's like being in a British hug. And several people pointed out, they're like, I don't think Abigoliah understands what 1940s Britain was like. And when I went back and watched the episode that we did, it is me kind of not understanding the level of patriotism that was happening during World War II. And I think that's interesting that people are like, she's not grasping the context of not when it came out, but when it's set.
Yeah. And, there is a bit, I think it's in the second series, where due to a hilarious misunderstanding, the Wilmington-on-Sea Brigade genuinely believes that they're going to have to go and face Nazi invaders. And they sort of go out. They don't, of course, because it's another part of the platoon due to a hilarious misunderstanding. But they sort of say, well, we'll have to go out and hold them off, and we might not make it, but there you go. And just sort of get on with it in that very British way. which is something which it's very hard for us sitting on our comfy chairs with all our technology to imagine what that was like.
Especially like I mean, I don't know how much you watch the news, Tom,
I
but
try to avoid it
there's a bit of a
a little bit.
war.
Yeah,
There's a bit
well,
of
a few,
war.
but yes,
War.
one or two in
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah, but excuse me, particularly like America has decided to go to war with Iran. And you just don't see that level of like everyone being like, let's suit up for our country. You see a lot more people being like, should we be
Yeah.
doing this? Me being one of those people, by the way. But it's it's hard to, well, I can't. There was a time in my life when America went into a war, and in my own country, we were quite patriotic at the time. And then afterwards, we looked back and was like, I don't think this was a good idea.
But World War II is that war
But
where even pacifists are like, that probably needed to be done.
yeah, yeah. And even after the fact, I
Yeah.
don't think anyone's like, we should have stayed out of that
Whereas
one.
even World War One, and when we get on to Blackadder Goes Forth, you'll see this. Even World War One, a lot of people are like, that probably just looks like an awful lot of people being slaughtered for no very good reason. Yeah.
Really? Interesting. Do you have any thoughts about what we watched?
I mean, what
in
you
this
kind of
season,
got there
kinda
was
going
the
back?
golden age of British sitcom. I mean, the most recent we watched was probably Vicar of Dibley, which is harking back to those shows like The Good Life. The earliest we watched was Hancock, which is arguably the earliest sitcom on British television. And then all those shows in the middle, Reginald Perrin and Yes Minister and so on, they are absolutely, they were the lifeblood of the schedules. You couldn't create a television station which didn't have a whole bunch of those, despite which, as we've said, they were all BBC, which is something we will address next season, but more on that shortly.
And I do just want to shout out that, like, I really enjoyed The Good Life, and that to me is a show that I can comfort watch. And just, the way people feel about Dad's Army is the way I think I could warm to The Good Life. I know it's not on the shelf of fame anymore. It wasn't on there for very long, but that's a show that I really liked. I'm so glad I got to watch all of them. I thought they were all great in their own way. I mean, I know we're rating everything for the shelf of fame, but at the end of the day, it's just nice to sit down and watch comedy.
It really is. All right. Well, let me sort of probe you a little bit further then, because I came up with 8 categories. Rather than doing a quiz, I thought we'd play this little game. So you've had a little bit of advance notice of this, but not very much. But let's sort of see where we go. So you have to put exactly one show into each category. And you can't leave any out and you can't double any up. So of these 8, which was the best show that we watched, in your opinion?
I'm going to go Fawlty Towers. I think I think Fawlty Towers might be lower on the shelf of fame than other things on this. But I'm going to go with Fawlty Towers for the best show that we watched. I thought it was so much fun, and it kind of reminded me of watching like a farcical play, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
What about you? What's the best show we watched? You have to answer this too.
Fawlty Towers is pretty much without peer, but I have a sneaky feeling that I might enjoy watching Yes Minister a tiny bit more. It's more consistent. It's more about the subtleties of the performances. And although I've watched them all several times, there are only 12 Fawlty Towerses, and I've watched them all probably about 12 times. So I didn't know them very well. And so if I was going to sit down and rewatch something today, I'd probably be more likely to watch Yes Minister than Fawlty Towers.
I get that. I also know some of these other categories coming up, so I'm saving Yes Minister. But
which was the worst show we watched?
Oh, Dad's Army. Dad's Army, which isn't bad. Yeah. It's not a bad show. It just was the one that I kind of went, yeah. And even the other ones I've dipped into since then, even if I haven't watched all of it. But Dad's Army, I'm like, I could, to me, oh, people are gonna yell at me for this. Dad's Army is second screen viewing for me. Like, I could watch it, but I'd probably want something else going on while I watched it. What about you? I know you love all these shows, so which is the worst for you?
It is sort of, it is very hard to pick.
Worst is a strong word.
But I mean, it's if these were the top 8 shows in the world, one of them would still be the 8th. And for me, it's probably Vicar of Dibley. That's the one I have the least kind of connection to. It feels a little bit like a throwback. It doesn't feel like it's pushing the boundaries in quite the same way. There are lovely performances in it, and actually, when I rewatched it, I really had a good time. But I definitely watch all of the other 7 before I watch The Vicar of Dibley again. But it's still a great show. But I think there are quite a lot of other shows I'd prefer to watch. What's the show that, because these were all shot in front of a live audience, which is the show you would have most wanted to see live?
I mean, I think the Queen was right.
you want to be in that Good Life audience.
I want to be in that Good Life audience. I want to see that happen in real time. Team Margot. I wear the shirt that says Team Margot. And I think that'd be a really fun one to see live.
I would love to have seen Fawlty Towers live. I think that the crackle of excitement, the speed those actors are going at, that would have been amazing. Have you ever been to a sitcom recording?
I've not been to a sitcom recording. I have been to see like The Daily Show live. But Jon Stewart wasn't doing it. He had John Oliver in subbing the time I went. And I've been to other various kind of live stand-up stuff, but I've never actually been to a sitcom recording.
Yeah, I've been to a few. Depends exactly what you count as a sitcom. So I saw Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge, which is a spoof chat show, and then a couple of sitcoms, including Frank Skinner had a sitcom for a while. We knew a couple of people in it, and so they got us tickets to go and see that. And I saw the last episode of Dinner Ladies being recorded.
Whoa! Wow, you just dropped that like it's no big deal.
I think it was the last episode. I'm pretty sure it was. You remember they used to do them on Friday and Saturday, and then cut the best of both together. And we saw the Saturday. Again, we knew someone who was in the cast.
Did people cry if it was the last episode?
No, I'm doubting myself. Maybe it wasn't.
Come out and bow afterwards?
I mean, yes, of course, because they always did. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't know it was the last episode. Maybe I've just. I've always told people it was the last episode. Now I'm doubting myself. Anyway, we saw an episode.
You know what? Shh. Cut that out. Cut that out. You saw the last episode. That makes it. That's such a better story. Go for the story, man.
Print the legend.
The truth is optional. Yeah, print the legend.
What is the show that you would have most liked it to have been in, to have been part of the cast?
I think I want to be an absolutely
Me
fabulous.
too!
Yay! Oh, gosh. Okay, so who could we be? We gotta be a duo and absolutely fabulous. Could we be not buyers, but could we work in retail?
Yeah.
For like in Joanna Lumley, like be the people who sell the store their clothes.
Yep, that works.
What's that job? What's that job called?
I don't know. Wholesaler? I don't know.
Yeah, we'd be wholesalers.
There's a pair of interior designers who are quite good fun in one episode whose marriage is falling apart. That seems like it would be fun.
We could do that very well. That would be amazing. Yeah, I think that'd be so much fun. And too, after talking to James about what it was like to work with them and how lovely they were and how great that set was to be on. It just sounds like it was a really positive atmosphere. So yeah, 100%. Okay, yeah, we're going to play and we're going to play 2 interior designers whose marriage is falling apart. That's what we'll do. That's great. Perfect.
What show do you think deserves a sequel?
So part of me is like, it should be The Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin.
They tried
and it failed. But that is the one the reason why they kept remaking it is because I do want to see it. Oh no, the thing has happened where it's 8 questions and I can only pick one. Plan ahead. This is a one that's gonna screw me over. Yes. No. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say yes, Prime Minister for the sequel.
Well, a candidate for
say
sequel might be coming our way quite shortly, because as I think previously discussed, Armando Iannucci was inspired by researching Yes Minister to promote it as part of a BBC Best Ever Sitcoms show. That he decided that more political satire was needed, and he created the thick of it.
Yeah, well, that's as soon as I was like, it should be a sequel. That's another one that got remade. It technically has had a sequel because then the thick of it became the inspiration
That's
for
right.
Veep,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it has
Yeah.
a whole family tree. So I think for this one, because with so many of these, they're built around iconic performances from people who are now dead. But what about a generational sequel? What are Tom and Barbara and Margot and Jerry's kids doing?
Oh, that's interesting. So, you know how kids always
Yeah.
rebel against their parents? So then you would have them
I
switch
think so,
roles,
yeah.
right? So Tom and Barbara's kids would be the ones who want to have a traditional suburban life, and Jerry and Margot's kids would be crunchy
Exactly.
granolas. But like really insufferable. Like nowadays, so like Margot's daughter is an Instagram influencer, but like a crunchy
Yes.
one. Oh, she's basically like a trad wife.
Oh, okay.
Think about it, because they want to go back to
Oh,
traditional
yes.
living.
Yes, you're
which
right. Yes.
This is what we talked about
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
Patreon. So nowadays they would be going back to more conservative values, and then Tom and Barbara's
Are into
kids
crypto and
are
AI
like,
and
yeah, exactly, really in the
yeah.
rat race.
I think that could be good fun.
That could be really good fun, and they both sound like horrible couples. But
Well, it'd be like
but
brothers and
also like,
sisters, or or
yeah,
maybe it's two girls on one side and two boys on the other side. I don't know.
yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
like this idea. I think we should write it.
The Gooder Life.
The
Yeah.
Gooder Life. That's great.
What
All
show?
right. We're calling dibs, guys. That's our idea. You can't have it. That's our idea.
What show should never be remade?
So what I have left is The Vicar of Dibley, Hancock's Half Hour. Yeah, I mean, I think The Fall and Rise should never be remade because they tried to remake it and it failed.
But the fact
it
the
just
fact
fell.
The Thorn and Rise original parent is based on a novel suggests that somebody might be able to remake it one day.
They tried too early, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I do think, because when we were talking about it with David, it's like now enough time has passed that I think you could get away with it. I think there is a remake of it. Someone was telling me that Daniel Radcliffe is something called The Fall of Reginald Dinkins.
Oh, I think that's something else. I think it just has a similar name.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw it come up in our YouTube comments. By the way, I read all of your guys' comments, and I really do
read
appreciate
some of them.
it. Yeah, I'm in charge of social media. That's my job.
I would say, for me, Hancock's Half Hour is the one. And weirdly, I'm saying that knowing that it has been remade. But for me, it was so much about the particular talents of Tony Hancock. So having Paul Merton recreate the scripts, I get it. I understand why they're doing it. The original shows don't exist. The scripts do. So now a new generation can see them, all well and good. But no, for me, it's about that person giving that performance.
I can understand that, and I think that as well, but I had to pick one, so I decided to go with A Fall and Rise. But yeah.
What show do you think would make the best West End musical?
The Vicar of Dibley.
Great choice.
I think it would be fun. And think about, you have all these beautiful choral songs for the choir. Like, it's already got music built into it because you already have singing and the choir's already there. I think it would be so much fun as a musical. 100%. And bring Dawn French back to play the Vicar of Dibley. Yeah.
And for me, it's Dad's Army, which was a stage show, but not a musical. It's been so many things now. It's been a movie. It's been a recast movie. There was the behind the scenes TV movie. It needs to be a musical. What are we doing with our lives here, people?
It lends itself really well to a musical. Like, it would be, it's perfect for it. It's 100%. I totally agree.
And so we should, if this
I
has
would-
gone right, we should have one show left, which is
Yes.
Best Prestige Drama. So this again is a remake, but now we're remaking it and taking all the comedy out.
I'm left with. Wait a minute. Hold on. What am I left with? Oh yeah, duh. I'm left with Hancock's
Yeah.
Half Hour. I did that on
makes sense.
purpose. I think Hancock's Half Hour as a prestige drama would. It'd only go for one season because it'd be like what they're doing now, where they're taking the Fresh Prince and making it
Yeah.
serious, and everyone who grew up with it is like, no one wanted this. Stop doing it. However, I think Anthony Hancock is a great dramatic actor, and
yes, he certainly thought so.
Well, and he has a darkness within him, as we know.
And
I think it'd be a great prestige.
speaking
drama.
of a darkness within, I think I'm going to go for The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin. What would that look like if you take all the laughs out? This man slowly going insane and driving everyone else around him absolutely crazy as well.
The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin. It's not crazy enough, but I was going to say you take out the humor, and then it's just mad.
I guess so.
You take away the jokes. This is why I found it so
Yeah.
unsettling. Because, like I said, I'm just a middle-aged man at heart. Like, that's who I am. I couldn't handle my own truth looking at me.
All right, so that wraps up season 2. Now, season 3, we're going to take a little bit of a break. There are going to be a few special episodes coming your way, listeners. But then we're going to go on with season 3. So we'll give you a little preview now of what we have planned. So I wanted you to do satire. I know, Abigoliah, you said that you were only interested in happy things, but there are some really important shows. And in fact, I nearly did satire season 2, but then I looked at season 1 and went, there are no sitcoms here. These are all sketch shows and parody shows. We need to do some sitcoms. So we'll have a mix of sitcoms and sketch shows here.
I just want to say, I think this is going to be a really interesting season because British people like to tell me all the time that Americans don't understand satire. So it's going to be really interesting to watch these and just be like, am I having any fun with this? Or is it just too
We've got
much?
quite a broad range, but the satire boom of the 60s, which we did touch on when we looked at Not Only But Also, was a really big turning point, arguably as big as the arrival of the Goons in the 1950s or Monty Python in the 1970s or alternative comedy in the 1980s. And I think satire tells you a lot about what a nation thinks of itself and the rest of the world.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
I like
we're going to do some ITV and Channel 4 shows for the first time, finally.
Yes. So for those of you who've been coming at us, now, I don't think any of these are satire, but the shows that have been coming up that everyone's mad that we haven't watched yet, there's always a few. One is Hello, Hello.
Oh, yes.
Now that we've watched Dad's Army, everyone's like, we've got to watch Hello, Hello. The other one's Only Fools and Horses. And then the other one that keeps coming up, and I'm wondering when we're going to cover it because you've written books about it, is Red Dwarf.
And I think you could probably add Blackadder to that list as well. So, yeah. I'm gonna be spacing those out a little bit. I think I don't want to peak too soon.
Exactly. I mean, that's what we say. We have to space it out. We will get to everything eventually. But guys, okay. So what are we gonna watch?
All right. So tell me which of these you have even heard of, let alone know anything about. We're going to start with Spitting Image.
Spitting Image is the puppet show. The puppets look so unsettling. Like, I'm very curious about this. I can't say that I've ever actually seen
this round on ITV from 1984 to 1996, and then there've been a few attempts to revive it since then. Then we'll go right back to the source with That Was the Week That Was.
I know about this because it came up this season when we were talking about, was someone a writer for That Was the Week That Was?
I think David Nobbs had submitted material to That Was the Week That Was. Yeah, being a sketch show, being a topical show, it had one of those open door policies, and lots of writers got their start
And
there.
it's a radio show.
These are all TV shows. No radio this year.
Oh,
this season.
okay.
But it only ran for 2 years, 1962 to 1963, but it spawned a lot of imitators. More about that when we get to episode 2. Then we're going to do Not the 9 o'clock news, which is arguably the show which started this whole thing off.
It started off satire, or
started off our podcast, because it was me and Tom Tuck talking about Not the 9 o'clock news.
And it's taken us till season 3 for me to actually get to watch it. All right, I'm excited.
So that's 1979 to 1982. It's where Rowan Atkinson got his big break. And
I've heard of him.
And arguably, it has a better claim to being the first alternative comedy on television than The Young Ones.
Really? Okay.
Then, as mentioned, we'll do The Thick of It, which was from 2005 to 2012, though it wasn't banging out episodes every year.
Okay, so it was doing like the Absolutely Fabulous model, where it'd just take a break and then it'd come back, and then it'd take a break for 2 years. Yeah.
And then, have you ever heard of The New Statesman?
Is that the one with
That's
Rik
right.
Mayall?
Yes.
Yay!
So we did bring this up.
He looks so
We did bring this up briefly
handsome
when we
in
did The
this.
Young Ones, because yes, it's him looking very dishy compared to his normal presentation.
Rik Mayall is my boyfriend.
That was on from 1987 to 1994. That's another ITV show, as well as Spitting Image was on ITV. Then we'll do Drop the Dead Donkey, which is a Channel 4 show. Ever heard of Drop the Dead Donkey?
I have no idea what
Can
this
you even
is.
guess what that title might mean?
I mean, it sounds like a really cringy game show. But I know one of the rules is no game show, so I'm going to assume it's not a game show. Is it like a panel show? A panel show is a game show.
So
what is it?
This is a sitcom set in a television newsroom.
Okay, is Drop the Dead Donkey like a phrase that means
Yeah, I mean, the writers
something?
invented it. But what it basically means is we have a breaking news story. So the human interest story about the dead donkey has to go.
Okay, Drop the Dead Donkey.
The title they pitched it with was Dead Belgians Don't Count.
And then the week before they submitted it, there was a huge crisis in Belgium, and they were like,
they might have foreseen that. So Drop the Dead Donkey. And without getting too far ahead of myself, one of the things that was interesting about that show, one of the reasons why it's included in this satire lineup, is that they would record very close to transmission and have topical jokes in the script because it was set in a TV newsroom. So people would naturally be talking about things that were happening in international affairs.
Because I should ask when we get to it, but that makes me think of South Park would submit everything so quick because then it had to get through the censors because they were like, we can't reshoot it. And they'd be like, oh, fine.
There's a Spitting Image story about that as well. But again, we'll get to that. Then this is one for me. Is this a landmark in British comedy television? No. Do I really like it? Yes, I do. It's Hot Metal.
What's Hot Metal?
It's another sitcom, also about news, but this time newspapers. And it is set kind of in the period that my play in the print is about too. It went out in 1986, 1988. And it's a brilliant piece of work.
Okay, Hot Metal. That's a good title for a show about newspapers.
It refers to the old printing technology, which literally involved pouring hot metal into molds to make the letters.
I like it. It's sexy.
Now, the eighth slot is a bit controversial because I had every intention from long, long ago of showing you Brass Eye, but you let slip. You had already seen one of the episodes of Brass Eye I was going to show you.
I haven't seen an episode. I've seen a sketch.
You'd seen an episode.
I misspoke. I don't know the difference. I saw the only thing I remember is it is the sketch that about the fake
the
drugs.
made-up drug.
That wound up people in Parliament, in real life Parliament, were like, we aren't talking about this. Yeah.
Also, Brass Eye is very much the day-to-day plus.
Reboot.
Yeah. So I thought, maybe we've kind of covered that ground. And so that led me to thinking about maybe we should do W1A.
Yeah, what's W1A? What is
So
this? It's a horrible title.
There's
is
a guy
what it
called
is.
John Morton, who obviously, if we do W&A, we'll talk about him. And he'd done several radio and TV shows already, and he created this sitcom starring Hugh Bonneville as Ian Fletcher, who was given the task of helping to steer the 2012 Olympics. And that was called 2012 and ran for 2 seasons.
Okay.
And then went away again. And then somebody had the idea that the same character should take up a job in the BBC, because W1A is the beginning of the BBC postcode.
Oh.
And he's fact the same character has just had another job working on the World Cup. And so that series has just gone out. But W1A ran for the longest and is the best. And it's the BBC satirizing itself, which I think is fun. So, which shall we pick? I'm pretty sure I want to do W1A, but how do you feel?
I mean, W1A sounds so interesting, but I do want to cover Brass Eye. But now that you pitched W1A to me, it does sound fun. I mean, should we leave this one up to the listener?
Yeah, I was sort of disinclined to do a public vote and just throw the gates wide.
No. Oh, no. Not all the listeners would. Not the peasants.
But yes, maybe we could allow our Patreon listeners to vote between these two. Or maybe if there's yet a third show which they think is one that it would be scandalous to overlook, then let us know what that is as well. But I think probably one of these two. So we'll put a poll up. And if you're on the Patreon, then you can go ahead and vote on that. Which should we watch as our final satire show? Should it be Brass Eye, which Abigoliah's already seen an episode of, or W1A, which is arguably less satirical, but I think nevertheless very interesting.
And this is something that Tom and I, as we're developing this podcast, we've talked about doing this, is letting you guys pick one of the episodes, doing an audience pick, which we're doing for now for season 3, and we'll most likely continue to do something like it. I don't want to promise anything for later seasons. So if you're not on the Patreon, at £3 a month, you get ad-free listening. At £5 a month, you get our bonus minisodes, as well as now voting for an episode that we'll cover. And can I tell them what we're going to be doing in the break? So I have been watching some television, guys, and reading some books. We're going to flip the script a bit. And we're going to do on the Patreon an all American comedy explained, where I'm going to cover American television shows and explain them to Tom. So unlike the minisodes, they will be full-length episodes. They will be audio only. We won't be doing these in video unless like thousands of you sign up to the Patreon and demand video. Guys, we spent a lot of time on this. We still aren't making any money. And that's fine. We're happy to be doing this for you. I don't want to guilt anyone into anything. But there's only so much production 2 people can do if they have other jobs. But yeah, so the first episode we're going to cover is I Love Lucy. The first show we're going to cover in American television is I Love Lucy. I've been looking at other stuff to maybe cover, Tom.
Oh.
We haven't really talked about this, but I'd like to try to do one a month. And I've been looking at everything, and I know you go for themes, and I kind of want my overall American comedy theme to just be redressing the balance. So you have to really struggle to get a female-led show. And I'm only going to do female-led shows and shows with people who aren't white and see how long I can do it for. But then I also want to do Cheers, which kind of shuts that down immediately. So but yeah, so that's something else we're gonna do at the Patreon. That'll be again at the £5 tier.
Lovely stuff.
Right?
Yep.
Right, Tom? Yep. That's what we'll do, right? £5 tier. Yeah. I mean, I think this is a pretty short wrap up, but it's also 9:00 at night, and Tom and I've been doing 1,000 other things in our lives. So, but I just want to say, guys, this show is really fun to do. It's fun for me to learn and sit down and have a reason to watch comedies. And I'm really enjoying watching you guys engage and talk about these shows among yourselves and with me online. If you like the show, tell a friend, send it their way, share it on your own socials if you feel so inclined. I'm really enjoying the community we're building here with you, the listeners, and I'm just happy to invite more people into the tent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time.
We'll see you guys later.
Cheerio.
See you in season 3, a little before, actually. All right. Bye.
You have been listening to All British Comedy Explained with Abigoliah, Schamaun and Tom Salinsky. It was a spontaneity shop production for the internet. Find us online at allbritishcomedy.com, join our Facebook group, sign up to our mailing list, or follow us on Instagram or TikTok. Join us soon for Season 3, Satire.